Andrew Beef, Johnston faces potential season-long absence due to misdiagnosis. Andrew Beef Johnston's return to top-level golf has hit a major setback, potentially sidelining him for the entire DP World Tour season. The 36-year-old English golfer is particularly frustrated, not just because of the injury, but because it might have been prevented. Johnston, who became a fan favorite during the 2016 Open Championship, has battled injuries and mental health challenges in recent years. However, his career seemed back on track last year with strong performances on the DP World Tour, including a third-place finish at the Omega European Masters in September. Once ranked outside the top 2,000 in the official world golf ranking, Johnston had climbed back into the top 400 ahead of the 2024-2025 season. But a recurring thumb injury flared up in the fall, keeping him off the course. His situation worsened last week after consulting a specialist in Singapore, who diagnosed him with a complete ligament tear and partial tears in 2 other thumb tendons. "Are you f***ing kidding me? I wasted 3 months at the end of last season being misdiagnosed," Johnston vented to a Today's Golfer. "I was so pissed off with that, so angry." Describing the misdiagnosis as a kick in the nuts, Johnston has been undergoing platelet-rich plasma, PRP, injections in hopes of returning to play. However, with the new diagnosis, he now expects to miss the entire season. "I had kept asking, do I need an MRI? And everyone was just telling me it wasn't needed as it was looking all right on the ultrasounds," he explained. "So basically, I lost from the start of October until the start of January being told the wrong thing. If I'd found out at the start of that time, I could have had surgery and be back playing by now." Johnston, a former DP World Tour winner, reached number 74 in the world rankings in 2016, a year that included an 8th-place finish at the Open Championship at Royal Troon. "If I'm honest, right now I am planning for next season," he admitted. "That breaks my heart." Tiger Woods has decided not to participate in the Players' Championship at TPC Sawgrass next week, despite being granted an exemption to enter the tournament. His decision comes just weeks after the passing of his mother, Kultida, and he has openly expressed how deeply her loss has affected him. Until Friday, Woods had not made a final call on his participation, but when the official 144-player field was released, his name was absent. Given his recent remarks, the decision is understandable. At a TGL event, Woods admitted, "This is the 3rd time I've touched a club since my mom passed, so I haven't really gotten into it. My heart is not into practicing right now." Since his mother's passing on February 4th, Woods has only played 3 times, twice at TGL and once with former President Donald Trump on February 9th. He also took part in the Seminole Pro Member event on Monday, but has not been actively practicing. As a 2-time winner of the Players, Woods last competed in the event in 2019, finishing tied for 30th before going on to claim his 5th Masters title and 15th major championship a month later. That Masters victory granted him a 5-year exemption to the Players, with an additional year added due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, Woods has not played in the Players since 2019 and had opted out in 2020 due to back stiffness before the tournament was ultimately canceled after 1 round. The Players' Championship does not offer special exemptions, meaning Woods' only path back into the event would be through his performance on the PGA Tour this season, or by competing in the PGA Tour Champions after turning 50 and winning the Cowlick Company's Championship, formerly the Senior Players' Championship. As for the Masters, Woods is on the list of eligible players and has no deadline to commit to the event at Augusta National. If he chooses to participate, it would mark his first tournament appearance since missing the cut at the Open last July. Woods has never missed the cut at the Masters as a professional, setting a tournament record last year with his 24th consecutive cut made. Reflecting on his current situation, Woods noted, "I have so many other things to do with the tour. Once I start probably feeling a little bit better and start getting into it, I'll start looking at the schedule." Trump clashes with reporter over cabinet meeting. Question: Donald Trump dismissed NBC News reporter Gabe Gutierrez as a troublemaker after being asked about a reported confrontation between Elon Musk and Secretary of State Marco Rubio. The exchange took place in the Oval Office on Friday, shortly after Trump signed an executive order for a White House task force on the 2026 FIFA World Cup. When Gutierrez brought up the alleged clash, Trump immediately cut him off. "No clash. I was there. You're just a troublemaker, Trump snapped. And you're not supposed to be asking that question because we're talking about the World Cup, insisting Musk and Rubio get along great. Trump then questioned Gutierrez's employer. Which outlet are you with? BC. Gutierrez replied. Oh, no wonder. Trump scoffed. That's enough. NBC. WC. Reports of a heated cabinet clash. Trump's remarks followed a New York Times WAC report describing a tense exchange between Musk and Rubio during a cabinet meeting. According to the report, Musk accused Rubio of failing to fire enough employees from the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID, which falls under the State Department. You have fired nobody. Musk allegedly told Rubio, sarcastically adding that the only person Rubio had dismissed was a Musk-appointed staffer. Rubio, frustrated with Musk's cost-cutting demands, reminded him that over 1,500 State Department employees had already taken buyouts under Trump's workforce reduction plan. Do you want me to rehire them just so I can fire them again? Rubio retorted. Trump, observing the exchange, eventually stepped in. Marco has a lot to deal with. He's very busy, he's always traveling and on TV, and he has an agency to run. Everyone just needs to work together. The moment signaled a shift in Trump's stance. While he had previously championed Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE initiative, Trump acknowledged that future cuts needed a scalpel, not a hatchet. Growing division over Musk's cost-cutting. Musk, Trump's largest political donor, has become a controversial figure within the administration for eliminating thousands of government jobs. During the cabinet meeting, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy also confronted Musk over reports that his team planned to cut air traffic controllers, warning it could endanger aviation safety. What am I supposed to do? I have multiple plane crashes to deal with now and your people want me to fire air traffic controllers? Duffy challenged Musk. Musk denied the claim, demanding, "Give me their names. Tell me their names." Duffy insisted the proposed layoffs had been blocked. The clash highlighted a growing divide in Trump's cabinet, between those supporting Musk's drastic cost-cutting and those fearing the consequences of dismantling agencies too quickly. Fox News hosts begin to challenge Trump as economic woes mount. Former President Donald Trump's relationship with Fox News appears to be fraying as the economic downturn, exacerbated by his unpredictable tariff policies, puts businesses and investors on edge. According to New Republic analyst Greg Sargent, several Fox News hosts have begun to voice concerns about the state of the economy under Trump's leadership, signaling a shift in the network's traditionally unwavering support. Fox News, long known for its pro-business stance, now finds itself in a difficult position as Trump's policies strain the economy. While many hosts still place the bulk of the blame on former President Joe Biden, Sargent argues that they are running out of excuses. It turns out there are limits, he explained. One topic Fox personalities are not quite as willing to run interference for Trump on is the economy. And with signs mounting that Trump's economy is hitting the skids, they are beginning to sound the alarm. He further noted, it's the latest indication that Trump's political project is suddenly looking quite fragile, and it's a sign that more dissent is coming. A key example is Fox Business host Maria Bartiromo, who, while discussing the state of Wall Street, warned, "The jobs picture is weakening." Similarly, Charles Payne expressed concern, stating, "I think the boom times are over." Sargent highlighted that such remarks implicitly acknowledge that the economy under Trump's predecessor was in better shape. Sargent suggests that Fox News' growing criticism stems from its deep ties to the corporate wing of the Republican Party, which is fundamentally opposed to tariffs. Tariffs are such an obvious affront to those interests that Fox figures will struggle to sugarcoat them, he wrote. He pointed out that even the Wall Street Journal editorial board has fiercely attacked Trump's trade policies, while Bartiromo appears to be practically pleading with Trump to reassure the plutocrats. Long-term consequences of this shift, Sargent argued, could be devastating for Trump's political standing. Perceptions of Trump's economic prowess are the scaffolding that holds up the rest of the edifice. If the public continues to sour on his economic performance, the deep cuts to government will look less about efficiency and instead appear maliciously, dangerously incompetent. He concluded with a stark warning. Trump's celebrations of his own impunity won't come across as the mere rhetorical trash-talking of the strong man who was needed to whip the economy into line. Instead, they'll sound like what they truly are, the rantings of a genuine wannabe dictator.